Welcome back to Max's Muscle TV. Sometimes you get hungry and you're not prepared. We talk about preparation, cooking all your food the night before, everything else, but sometimes you get caught short. Sometimes you're on the road or you get called out for work or you work late. There's got to be some healthy options available that are better than the takeouts and a packet of chips or a chocolate bar. And we're here with the king of snacks, Peter Wright.
Well, I might be the king of snacks, but what we're going to show you is to keep away from the drive-thrus and go through a whole range of snacks when you're on the road.
It's all about good choices, Pete. What have we got here?
Well, we've got a whole range of things, Tony, but we'll start off with the tuna. So we've just got some tin tuna, and that's just tuna in spring water.
You've got a pretty regular bowl of tuna there. There's a lot of varieties. You can get those little ones with sweet chilli, with lime, lemon, all different sorts of things, cracked pepper, that's my favourite. And they're really good. Some of them are in oil, but you can always just give them a bit of a rinse off, push the lid back down again, drain them, and they're a great little snack. They come in like 100-gram tins and one size up. So they're a perfect little snack, and there's a whole lot of stuff you can do with them. Yeah,
that's right. And so what we've done with the tuna, we've just put it on some rice biscuits with some cottage cheese, which is a low-fat cheese, and that makes a great snack for on the road.
It does. Rice cakes are actually a fairly low-carb option, low glycemic. They're not a bad thing to eat. You can get them in corn as well, which are very good. And cottage cheese is low-fat cheese. It's got some protein. You're adding protein again with your tuna. They're a great little snack, you know. If you're caught short at night, you're in front of the tally and you feel like something just a little different, try that out. It's a ripper.
So even if you're working in an office, Tony, or wherever you are, the beauty of these things is you can keep them in your drawer or in your sports bag, a tin of tuna, and you just need to have a fridge with some cottage cheese in it, and away you go with a nice snack.
That's a good point, Pete. Folks, the best thing you can do is prepare yourself. So have a few tins of tuna, a few tins of chicken, a couple of packets of rice cakes, just stashed everywhere. You never know when you're going to fall short. It just helps you to make good choices, because there's nothing worse than being hungry and you think, oh, I'll go and eat the dirty bird, I'll pull into the nearest chicken shop or end up with a bag of steaming chips, and afterwards you feel terrible, you're guilty, you feel you get all those oils and fats and salt in your body, and you could have made a really simple choice and cured that appetite.
Or a nice souvlaki, mate.
Well, nothing wrong with that now. So your kebab or a souvlaki, at least they're high in protein. You've got all that lamb meat and all that chicken meat. Bit on the fatty and greasy side, but if you've been out in a drink, it's probably a better alternative than a pizza or a dirty bird or a drive-through, yeah.
OK, moving on. We've got some oats. So we've cooked the oats with some protein powder. Just mix that up.
Look, protein with oats is a really good mix. I tell people to have for breakfast all the time, just to fortify your breakfast a little bit. Put a scoop of protein in with your oatmeal or your porridge, whatever you want to call it. It thickens it up nice and, geez, it tastes good.
So fortifying, it sounds like building blocks to me, but anyway.
Building blocks of life, Pete. Protein, we say it all the time. So it's no pun. It really is a building block. Your protein's what everything's built from. Put it with your oats, you're getting clean carbohydrates, readily absorbed, and tastes great.
So, Tony, this is what I'm talking about. Oats might seem like a strange sort of a snack, but it's about convenience. And a packet of oats carries no weight, and a bit of boiling water, and you've got a snack there in a couple of minutes. So it's convenient. You can carry it around with you. You can have it in your glove box with your rice crackers. It's just convenient.
And you know what? A much better choice than all the packaged and processed cereals that they advertise on TV. We see them all the time, all the athletes eating. We won't name them, but I think you can figure it out. Get rid of all of them and just stick with your oatmeal.
No more cheese balls.
No more cheese balls.
So speaking of convenience, Tony, no more convenient snack food than fresh fruit. And we've got here a selection of green fruits, pears, apples and grapes. Now, of course, they're seasonal. Sometimes the pears aren't in, sometimes the grapes aren't in. We can get apples all year round. And, of course, my favourite's a banana. Very easy to eat and good for you.
Look, unless you're on a very calorie-restricted diet, you're really trying to rip up, fruit you can have any time. It's perfect for in between your meals. You can't go wrong, as you said, it's readily available. You can put a banana into your protein shake, or you can have it on its own. You can have it mid-morning, mid-afternoon. Some fruit before you train is always a great idea if you've been in the office all day, your blood sugar's dropped a little bit. Instead of having a sugary sports drink, which they tell you is good for you, have an apple or a bunch of grapes. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. And moving along, the next one, we've got some nuts here. We've got some lovely walnuts. And, you know, you could have almonds or cashews or any of those sort of nuts. But again, a nice convenient snack, good shelf life on them, and you can keep them for a while. Yeah,
look, nuts are great. Most of them contain the good fats. So even though they've got a little bit of fat, they're good fats that actually help your metabolism and help your cholesterol levels, so they're not bad at all. High in protein. Nuts aren't talked about much in a high-protein diet, but they're a fantastic way to get a little protein hit, and they certainly calm your appetite down. I find, you know, a handful of nuts can change your whole day. OK, so moving right along, we've made up a bircher muesli. Now, bircher muesli is just muesli mixed with a little bit of yogurt and sometimes with some apple. We want to go with the muesli that's not toasted. It hasn't got honey through it or sugar through it, so just read the label carefully. But we've got a nice
muesli here, big dollop of natural yogurt, and again, something that's quite convenient and you can carry around with you. So the benefits of this, Tony, is you can make it in bulk, put it in the fridge, and it'll last several days, and then you can just eat it as you like, put some in the fridge at work, and it's always there for you.
Yeah, look, a small server, that's a great snack. And the thing I like to do is to add some protein back into it. So you take it out of the fridge, put in a scoop of your favourite Max's protein, stir it up, and it tastes even nicer.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good way to go. Now, talking of Max's products, we've got a whole lot of different bars and stuff here. Max's have all sorts of bars, cookies, muscle meal, cut carbs, Maxine burn bars. And look, they're fantastic. I say to people, get half a dozen at a time, keep them in your training bag, keep them in your car, because they're a much better alternative than a chocolate bar or chips or anything else that you might snack on. You're getting good quality protein, low carbs, and in some cases they even help you to burn fat and block your carb absorption. And what I hear all the time, Pete, is the people that don't want to go on a contest diet or take it too seriously think it's all just too bland. You can't eat healthily without it being boring. We've just showed you a whole lot of great options. My wife Amanda, who's an IFBB figure pro, loves the Maxine burn bars. You know, that's what she has every afternoon, you know, before she picks her kids up, gets a little bit peckish, has a Maxine burn bar and stays in great shape all year round. So a lot of the ladies watching Muscle TV get hungry in the office on their way to the gym. So for that sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon snack fix, a Maxine burn bar is perfect. They're low carb, high in protein, and they'll give you the energy to train so you can train harder and burn off even more calories. So don't be scared of them. Unless you're dieting specifically for a contest, they're not part of your eating routine, you can't go wrong. Max's have got the muscle meal cookies, the bars, and a whole lot of other little things. You've got even the protein bombs. We've got them over there, Pete. They're a fairly new product, 21 grams of protein. They're just a small drink. You can drink them down in one sip. 21 grams of protein, that's enormous. Once again, you can have them in your bag, have one mid-afternoon on your way to the gym, for supper, mid-morning. They're a great way to have a protein shake already mixed up. If you're not organised, you don't have your tin and your shaker and everything else, most gyms stock them, so it's a great way to get a little protein fix.
You can buy it in the gym.
You can buy them in the gyms, good health food stores. They're just popping up everywhere. Everyone loves Max's products. And on a cold winter's night, I saw you've come up with one here in the big coffee mug. What do we got there?
What we've made here, Tony, is a hot chocolate, something nice to warm you up on a night time. So it's a chocolate protein, and we just make the shake up, put it in the cup, in the microwave for 1.5 minutes, and then just sit there and enjoy it.
The important thing with that is to make it cold first and then heat it up.
Yep, give it a good shake, pour it in, you get a bit of froth on there, microwave it 1.5 minutes, beautiful. So yeah, after working with lots of athletes, you don't just have to have cold snacks and things like that with your protein powders. You can cook with them, you can heat them up, you know, you can add them to muffin mixes, you can add them to scone mixes, cookies, anything you like.
Desserts, all sorts of things.
Desserts, all sorts.
Look, it thickens them up, thickens them up, makes them taste great and gives you that protein hit we're always looking for. Now, Max's have come out with a high protein pancake. I love pancakes. Everyone loves pancakes. How good is this?
Yeah, they're great, and all you've got to do is add some milk or water to them, makes 3 serves, Saturday morning, in 10 minutes you've got a beautiful breakfast there in front of you.
And you're getting your high protein, not high in sugar, taste great, actually cook up great. I'm a big fan of the Max's pancakes. They taste great, and you'll find with all of the snacks we've suggested today, they all taste great, they're all readily available, and it's all about good choices, folks. We say it all the time on Muscle TV, it's all about good choices. Don't have takeaway, don't have chips and chocolate bars and all these things when there's all these great alternatives available. You just can't go wrong, but you've got to get organised. Load your gym bag up with a few protein bars when you're at the gym. Make sure you've got your tuna and rice cakes and stuff at work. Have a couple of protein bombs in the fridge. Buy a couple of packets of pancakes and be ready and be prepared. Have some bags of nuts lying around. Have your oats ready. As you said, you can get the little single sachets of oats.
But there's nothing here that's anything that's complicated.
Nothing complicated.
It's all simple.
Now, we have to mention, folks, I'm not giving you a green light to just go and eat all the snacks that you can. Some of this stuff's the last resort. Some of this stuff is when you get stuck and you're just going to go out and buy a bag of chips if you don't have something. Sometimes you get hungry, and the reason most people, most clients I've ever dealt with fall off the wagon is because they make a couple of bad choices and then they give up on themselves. So here's some good eating options that are not just a last resort, but just a little snack here and there, a little treat when you've worked hard or you've done extra in the gym or you've had a big long day at work. This stuff won't hurt you in moderation. Like all good things, can't hurt you in moderation. Thanks, Pete. That's been a great segment. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as the viewers, and we'll see you next week.